called Clint to tell him that he would receive this medal. He said he was honored, but he also said it wasn't just me out there, it was a team effort. And so today, we also honor this American team, including those who made the ultimate sacrifice.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I can't tell you how honored I am right now to be sitting next to this man, Clint Romesha. He is a Medal of Honor recipient. He looks a little different than he did when he got the medal from President Obama. Former United States Army Staff Sergeant and author of Red Platoon, A True Story of American Valor. Whoa, a great book at any time, but Father's Day is here. It's just a great read and a wonderfully true American heroic tale. Great to meet you. An honor, sir. Thank you for serving our country. I appreciate it, and everybody else appreciates it too. When you watch that, even now, without the beard, getting the medal around your neck, do you still feel goosebumps?
You know, it still brings me back to that day where it was one of those days I really don't remember a whole lot of it, but I know it was a moment I don't forget, because as I was standing up on stage, I remember being able to look out and in that first row seeing my family right behind them. And the second row was the family of the 8 men we lost. And over to my left, I seen all the guys I'd served with that day too. And to have us all together under one roof was just such a tremendous experience to be involved in, and to have them there with me for it.
This is a book about valor and about bravery, but about, you know, you also talk a lot about, and this is something we've talked about, I think you guys have been over there for years with your hands tied behind your back. And the post was Keating in Afghanistan back in 2009, and you talk about how it became basically, amongst you guys at the base, it just became a joke because it was so dysfunctional and unsafe, right?
It was less than ideal. You know, the logistics to support us was pretty extreme. The only way to get in and out was helicopters. With everything else going on in the country, you know, it pulled a lot of the assets away. We were a smaller force than had been there before, so it limited our ability to patrol. When you're in a scout platoon of only 18 guys that had replaced a platoon of almost 25 to 27 guys, you know, you downsize and things kind of stack up. But it was also some of the best days of my life, was being there with those great gentlemen. Some of the finest men I ever served with. Just being in their company, though, didn't matter how crappy the conditions were, that you only got fed a hot meal every 3 to 4 days and a shower maybe once a week. That was well worth it just to be in the company of those amazing soldiers.
And you were it was being closed down. It was being closed down. You guys were leaving.
Yes.
And that's when all hell broke loose?
We had finally gotten the word after the elections were over. The military had identified the purpose of it being there was no longer served. So we were only about 2 weeks away from tearing it down and relocating somewhere else. Unfortunately, the Taliban had other timelines of expediting that move, and they understood that regardless, if they would have came in and decimated all 52 of us, it's a victory for them. Or if they would have came in and not one of us got injured and we decimated them all, we were still leaving in 2 weeks. So it was a target opportunity.
Yeah, right. They couldn't lose either way.
Exactly.
And this story documents the battle and again the valor and the bravery and the horrors. I mean the real life horrors that you guys live every single day to keep us free. When you see what Afghanistan has become, when you see the rise of ISIS in Iraq and elsewhere, when you see what Iraq has become, what are you thinking?
You know, it gets frustrating to see kind of some of the policies, the terrain we've given up, but I still have hope, you know, that just in the times we were there on deployments, that maybe at one point we planted a seed in one of those kids we handed candy to or gave a soccer ball to or gave a backpack to. Maybe one of those kids will grow up and understand what we were really trying to do there, and to plant that seed of democracy and know that, you know, there's still hope. Never want to give up on that.
Do you think that it gets through to them, or do their leaders tell them, you know?
You know, I hold on to
the hope.
The hope. I mean, truly.
I can't tell you what an honor it is, and God bless you, and thank you very much for coming up. And folks, the book, Red Platoon, Medal of Honor recipient Clint Romesha. Pick up the book. You will not be sorry. Okay, we're coming back with more of the Steve Malzberg Show. Do not go away.